Actually, I have posted this question into the community. I have only one question, but it has three phases. So let me read from what I have written. So there's no
Do you
stop.
want me to bring it up? Your comment on the post, that's the one, right?
Okay, so you can bring it up.
Awesome. Go ahead.
Let me read from here. Okay. I have one question with three aspects. I would be happy if you answer them. One, the awareness we speak of, is it simply noticing, or is it some very subtle awareness that is aware of mind, thoughts, feeling, etc.? Do you want me to go to second one or
Let's do
stop
first,
here?
one at a time. So
Mhm.
the first thing in question one, is it simply noticing or is it some very subtle awareness, right? Yeah, we do conceptualize awareness as something which is in the background somewhere, something which is much more subtle. But no, it is just this awareness of experience. It is just a simple, it is just a noticing, it is just an awareness. It is actually from where you even know the sound of my voice right now.
Mhm.
It is from where you know your thoughts. It is from where you know the entire experience. So it's not over there. It's not even inside. It's actually where it's you. Does that make sense?
Yes, yes, definitely.
Great. So never, yeah, never mystify it. It is absolutely simple. The very knowing of even these words, the very knowing of your thought, that is awareness. That is that awareness that you are.
Mhm.
Number two,
Okay, yes. Being aware of awareness, is it same as I am? Oh, yes, I'm getting confused again.
yeah, it is the same because what is I am? It is an awareness of being. When I know that I am, when I know that I'm here, I am aware of being. I, that which am, notice myself. So awareness also is the same as awareness of being because awareness you'll never know as an object. You you only know the the fact that it is. You awareness are. Feel into that. When you are aware of being aware, that noticing is you awareness being aware that you are. It is awareness of self. I awareness am. On the mental level, this will drive you crazy, I promise. But feel into it, see that it is. Because right now, when we just start this practice, we feel like I, the person, am aware of my awareness. But this isn't true. The person is not aware. I is not a
Mhm.
person. I, that which is aware, am.
That's where I get confused because when I say I conceive the small persona
There you
as
go. That's a
Hashim.
concept. That's what we covered on the meditation
Yeah.
today as well. The moment you say I,
Mhm.
you think Hashem, but I is not that. Notice that that idea is a thought. So you can think
Mhm.
yourself into being personal, or the moment you, in the absence of thought, what are you? Then that I is shining, yet there's no idea present about who I am or who I am not. In that moment, you are just that which is aware, which is the fact of what you are in any given moment. You are that which is aware. This doesn't even have to be anything complicated. It is the fact that, like, I am that which is aware of experience. But mind plays out so many stories that which is aware of experience is actually the body. that the body is the subject, but the body is not the subject. You know this because the body changes. You are aware of the body changing, yet you are unchanging. So I is not the body. The I that is aware is not the body. The I that is aware is also not the mind, which is projecting all these ideas. As we talked about in today's meditation, even the mind and all these ideas, millions and trillions of ideas that is projecting, also are seen. You are aware of even that. So even mind is an experience that changes. You are aware. So it's a fact that you are aware. When you say I, don't take that to be personal. Let go of that notion, that I is body mind. When you are aware of awareness, it is you, that which is aware, noticing itself, noticing its being, noticing that it is.
Yes, that's clear.
Great.
Okay, let me go to the third one. When I continue to remind myself, be aware of awareness, simply be aware, I am sense, I exist, being, self, witness, blah, blah, blah. I get lost in the words. Then I tell myself, just be silent. The more silent you are, these are the things I say to myself, then you are close to your essence. And today I was on hiking. I discovered one thing during the hiking. I said to myself, silent awareness, sorry about my voice, silent awareness. Simple. I was very happy with this. Silent awareness. Nothing more, not awareness of awareness, this and that. I just figured this out, just silent awareness. So can I go with that during the day and during the meditation? Even it's a word and thought.
Maybe for a little while, it's okay, as long as you are feeling into it. Once the word has been presented, you're feeling into it. You're feeling into what the word is actually saying. You know what I mean? My challenge to everybody here is actually let go of relying on words altogether. But let's say, for you, maybe it really does feel appropriate and you feel that reliance on words as of now. So that's okay. I'm not going to say like, you know, um, I will say challenge yourself because we think we are actually weaker than we are. I'm not gonna lie. Like in meditation, we think we are less capable than we actually are. And so sometimes if we keep relying on words, you'll keep on relying on words forever. So it is my challenge, to you that like try to not rely on any words because as we talked about in today's meeting, in today's meditation, you are not a thinker. You do not think to yourself. You are not something which thinks. All thinking you are aware of. To be aware, you need no thought, right? So that is my challenge to everybody to not rely on any words. However, if still, you feel that great pull toward words and you feel like you cannot escape, then what I will recommend is, let's say in this instant, when you say to yourself silent awareness, after you say that, go to the experience of that because the word is empty. For example, the word phone is not this. The word is empty. This is the actual experience. The word pen is not this. The word is just an empty label. This is the actual experience, right? So just like that, when the word arises, silent awareness, it's empty. It doesn't mean anything. It's not the awareness. It's just a label. But you can experience that, feel that, sense that. And to do so, you must step out of words, right? Like when you sense into something, when you feel into something, it's not a thinking. It's just a being, it's just a feeling. It's a being aware of it. It's an experiencing it. So in that way, I would say maybe you can if you feel it's necessary, you can go about it that way.
Mhm.
But keep opening yourself up to understanding, or keep opening yourself up to the possibility, at least, that you are not a person, that you are not a thinker, that you are not something which thinks. And see clearly that thoughts come and go. You do not. You are aware of thoughts which come and go. You do not come and go. Therefore, you are not thoughts. You are not any experience which appears and disappears. The more we see that, the more naturally this identification with this whole stream of thinking starts to dissolve. And of course, like don't expect that as you grow in this understanding that it must appear differently. You will still appear to be the body that is speaking and doing. You will still appear to be the mind that is thinking, but the clarity is totally different. Like, you can let appearances be appearances, but it's not the truth. So yeah, keep discerning between wordful thinking and wordless awareness,
Okay.
and then you'll need
The
less.
last one,
Go ahead.
sorry. The last sentences you said, if you mm, if you quit seeing yourself, no, you said something like if you if you start seeing yourself as a changeful phenomena, then you will have less thinking. Did you say something like this, or I got it wrong?
Today, like it's
Yeah,
something
yeah, no.
it's something I said today.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, no, about 2 minutes ago. You
Oh,
said, sir, I couldn't grasp that. Okay, I'll watch from the recording.
yeah, because
Don't make me
I can't
question.
remember. Okay, thank you.
Sometimes, yeah. Okay, yes. It's about the language. Okay, thank you very much
Yeah,
for the answer.
and definitely work on the sleep. Truly. And anybody, here, if you have problems with falling asleep in meditation, really work on getting good rest every night. Otherwise, the practice will always feel sluggish, and it's just an unnecessary obstacle you don't need. Meditation is hard enough as it is. It's just an unnecessary obstacle you don't need. Okay, Joel, please go ahead.
Hi, Sunny. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, this time it works.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, I guess I kind of have some answer to that already, but thought I'd bring it up anyways. This sense of I go into the self-inquiry, and there's almost like a sense as if I need the objects, like the thoughts, to notice again and again that I'm aware of it. And when it sort of drops away, it feels like it gets kind of trippy and kind of like there's a layer of thought, and then I notice it, I see it, and then it's like, oh, but the seeing, I see it itself, and it gets like this kind of process of ever falling back and back, and yeah, then at some point it gets kind of confusing.
So let me bring up a visual that will help us. Some people express this in the self-inquiry practice, that like this just feels like an infinite regression. But notice that there's not an infinite regression. You are the end of that infinite regression. You are here, and from here you know all things which come and go, all experiences which come and go. So when you are aware of awareness, you are aware of being. You are aware of being that which you are. The regression ends here. I am that which knows. Now, from here, all thoughts are seen, all emotion, sensations, all sense perceptions. They all point to you as the knower of them. But to know the knower, it's not like it will only seem like an infinite regression if you keep trying to know it as an object.
Mm.
To know the subject is to be the subject that knows. That's why awareness of awareness is awareness of being. To be aware of the subject means to be the subject knowingly. I wish these words weren't as sometimes subtle and confusing. That's certainly not the point of them, but that's the best we can do with words.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I guess what ultimately stands in the way there is probably still like a layer of wanting to understand it, right?
That wanting to understand is also an object seen
Yeah.
by that which has no need to understand anything.
It feels sometimes like this sort of that more and more subtle things come up, and it's like the knowing changes some, so I can't really express it, but maybe it's just another trip of the mind in a sense. But then it feels like there are so many trips of the mind that, yeah.
Yeah, but you see all of them come and go. So they're of no value and they are of no problem either, you know? Like what considers that a problem?
That which wants to stay there, but yeah, I know.
So, but notice
That's
that also is just another thought seen by that which doesn't have any notion of staying there or leaving or wanting this or wanting these things to go away. Many of us, like let's say, even during the course journey, we talk about going through our ups and downs. Sometimes things are very clear, sometimes things are confusing. Some days you have really good days, some days you have really bad days. And when you have bad days, like something within you wishes it wasn't there. Something within you wishes it would go away. Something within you wishes that it would be different, that you wouldn't have bad days. Like that's actually an opportunity to investigate. What is that? Like what actually wants and has a motive towards what is arising and doesn't want. And you can see that like that is also just another layer of motivity. That's just also another mental layer seen. Seen by that which has no push and pull, with no desire of its own, no notion of spiritual journey and spiritual salvation. Just being. I just am. And I know. And you'll see all those phases come and go. And it makes no difference to the self. That is. Therefore, you have to start now taking the position of the self rather than taking position always in the mind, which wants things and doesn't want things and has opinions and judgments and has a notion about where your spiritual journey should go and how it should develop or what phases you should and should not have. Like all of these are personal thought made ideas. But you are the self that is unaffected and undisturbed no matter the type of experiences that come and go. So now start to, visit your true position. Even in the midst of great suffering and difficulty, know yourself to be that which is changeless and undisturbed and without any desire. Right? The teaching is be as the self is, see as the self sees. The self just is and is just sees. No notion of time, space, no notion of attachment, resistance, no judgment, no description. To know our true nature, we have to be as we are.
Right. Maybe is it also, yeah, I guess it's like a wanting that is then in the way of like going deeper, and then it's like figuring out if I'm still, because it feels like there are layers where I'm perceiving, as you say, like I'm perceiving the awareness still as personal, and that those layers are also witnessed, but it gets kind of heady if I do that. If I then it becomes a bit of a mind, like am I still the personal thing? And
Well, you know,
no,
you are never actually personal. You know, once you start to glimpse that, you can rest in the conviction that you are never what appears, and you are always that which sees. You are always that which is and knows, which is aware. So in this type of, it just like let go of wrestling with it, you know, just you just do your best to return to conceptless being, conceptless knowing. No, with no worry about going deeper, going this or that, or nothing, just conceptless, thoughtless being. Be aware that you are. And whatever comes in your seeing, don't take it to be you. Don't take it to be important or valuable, and don't pursue it. When you pursue it and you get stuck in it, just return whenever you remember. Return to that which is ever present. Or when you are totally just having a hard time with this, just let go. Let go of the battle and know yourself to be the changeless, which will not be affected by this experience. It comes and goes. You remain as you are. And that's what we must become curious about now. That changeless, formless reality, which never, you know, no matter what comes and goes, it stays as it is. It shines in every experience as I, now, as being aware. It is absolutely free of concern, free of judgment, description, desire. So knowing yourself to be that, live this personal experience, but and just follow the motions. Let life appear to be how it needs to appear, but like just don't take yourself to be any of it, and don't be concerned. On the surface level, I know you care about
and I guess
spiritual.
like also, yeah. So
Just one last point is that on the surface level, you care about spiritual growth, you care about your body's condition, you care about your finances, but let those just be surface level concerns. In the core of your being, like be concerned about nothing. You are totally surrendered. Life can go however it needs to. You know yourself as the changeless, which is totally transcendent of this entire personal experience. None of it affects you. None of it is important. It's just a bubble that has popped up and will dissolve back into the sea. Just like your dream appeared last night and it disappeared and it never mattered because it was never real. Just like that, your personal life is the same. On the surface, treat it with great importance. Inwardly, know it to be completely illusory.
Yeah, that resonates. And then also, I mean, it comes to me right now, also treating meditation the same way, right? That it's like the surrender aspect of saying, because sometimes it feels like thought comes, I notice myself as the observer, and this goes like on and on and on and on. And of course, sometimes it's more clear, but yeah, I guess that comes in frustration, and then frustration about frustration, and then letting this whole process be as it needs to be as well.
Yeah. The spiritual practice will appear in many different masks also. And sometimes one of those masks is frustration, stuckness, dullness, boredom, elation, excitement, bliss, whatever, peace. None of it matters. It's just another experience that comes and goes. Just like you don't attach to the good, don't resist the bad. Don't think it should be any different. Life is appearing as it needs to. Even the spiritual journey is appearing as it needs to. Don't even worry about whether you get to enlightenment or self-realization. These things only matter on the surface level, and you're greatly working towards them, right? That's the paradox you're balancing. On the surface level life, you are the person and you're living life with great care and responsibility, and you're doing what you enjoy and what you want, and you're taking care of things. You're suffering, you're rejoicing, you're relating, but inwardly, you don't need nothing. Inwardly, you are not just believing, but you are growing in the understanding that all of this is an illusion. It doesn't matter. It's just a bubble that pops up and gets popped. Inwardly be totally free and have no desire. Like you really have no desire of your own. Realize that about your natural state. Where this life goes and what happens to this person and its life does not matter. And it's not you. The statement may even trigger you only because you think you are the person. And now it's like, oh, I don't matter. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about this appearance. So when we start to live with that freedom, it will not come as dullness on the surface level. It's like total fullness. Live your life fully as a person, but that is the appearance of what you are. It is just an idea. It is just the story. Inwardly, you're already at full rest. Feel the conviction of that in even the difficultest of moments. And only the difficult moments can actually reveal that to you, because in pleasant moments, this isn't that easy to discern. In difficult moments, you will be able to see that sometimes there's so much emotion and turbulence on the surface, but there's something within that is totally unaffected, unchanged. And all that crazy difficult experience, it also goes, but then you remain changeless. The body changes, the mind holds the trauma of what happened and all that stuff, maybe, but you don't change at all. Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah, I just wanted to share as a last thing. Interestingly, I also just this morning, it was just like doing the meditation now for so long that somehow something in my system changed from probably like still doing the meditation for, well, some benefit or some reason, to just, I sat this morning for an hour. I think that also helped. At some point, it was just like, okay, if I'm sitting here anyways, then I might just as well give all that up and just be curious, like just out of pure curiosity of what is this thing that is watching. I don't need anything from it, but yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thanks a lot.
That's the best way to do it, when it's just genuinely curiosity about understanding this stuff. But yeah. Sometimes even if it feels like, oh, you want to do it for some benefit, yeah, do it. Let that be the story on the surface. But yeah, let it appear as it needs to appear, but just stay consistent. That's the main thing. Sit in silence daily, because you will get too worldly. You will lose yourself in the world. You will lose yourself in concepts. No matter how spiritually advanced you think you have become, honor that true reality within you by sitting with it every single day in silence, just doing your best. Like, yeah. Okay. Thank you. I would love to invite you to join Self Inquiry School. Currently, I'm running a holiday promotion, which is till December 15th, 2024. So just a few days remaining. This promotion would allow you to enroll with us for an entire year at almost half the cost of regular enrollment. If you've been looking for help with your practice and you want to embark on a meditation journey that will help you dissolve mind identification and awaken to your true nature more deeply, while having all the support of weekly Q&A meetings, guided meditations, live online retreats, I would really invite you to join. If you're interested in learning more, check out the details below using the link that I provided in the description. And if you have any questions, feel free to email me at sunny@selfinquiryschool.com. Thank you. I'll see you next time.